Alright, let's see if we can get a little bit of a markup on this USDJPY pair. Just give me a second, guys. Said check inbox, Joshua. Alright, I'll do that right now. Alright, Joshua, I just sent you an inbox. Give me a second, guys. Alright, guys, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. Let me just send you that link, Joshua, and then I'm going to show you how we're marking up everything. Just give me a second here. Appreciate everybody's patience. Alright, so I sent you the link, Joshua. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to look at the UJ pair. Is one of my favorite pairs in the market, and we're in the Asian session, so more likely prices moving pretty slowly. You can see that it took a little bit of a small drop, but I think it's a possibility that price probably is going to actually go up, just for the simple fact because it created a new market structure just by looking at it, but we'll see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to the line chart. Then we're going to go into the daily time frame. Now it's important to look at the daily time frame first, because you want to always know what price is going to do within the day. Because if you are an intraday trader, you're going to want to know, or a swing trader, you're going to know what price is going to be doing within a day or so. The last thing you want to do is catch yourself in a reversal trade just because you didn't properly look at what price is telling you. So what I typically like to do at first here is I want to draw up my horizontal lines and actually figure out what my daily zones are. So what I do is I take the horizontal line, I typically go to the most recent high, and actually in reality the most recent high is actually down here. So let me move the line down here. So that's the most recent high, and we're going to label this so that way we know what each line represents. So this is the daily support or resistance here. Let me go ahead and grab my rules as well. That way I can kind of go over it. So I'm going to mark up these daily lines. That way we understand exactly what price is, telling us on the daily time frame. So when we look at this price here, what exactly is price telling us? Well, we see that price did break structure created this line as support when it used to be resistance here, and so price went up into an uptrend. But as you can see, price hit the support, hits resistance at least 3 times. You can see it here, 1, 2, 3, maybe even 4. And then it took a huge drop and broke structure. And even though it may have broke this line again and created this inverse head and shoulders, but now it's starting creating a downtrend to where this line is no longer support like it was up here. It's actually resistance now. So now you're actually creating a downtrend, and now it's hitting this line as resistance, or what we call a ceiling. So now it's creating a consistent downtrend. So we see that here on the daily time frame. So we know within a day, price is going to be dropping very, very low on the UJ pair. So that's why it's very important to draw up these lines, because then you understand exactly where you're at in the market. So we understand under the daily time frame. Now, this is for if you're an intraday trader or a swing trader, you have an idea of what price is trying to do. All right. So now we're going to go to the 4 hour and see what price is telling us. Now, this is what I typically do on the 4 hour. I'm looking at price here and I'm saying, okay, it's time for me to draw up a lot of support and resistance lines that respect, support and resistance. So what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to actually find where this line is supported as resistance and support. So I'm probably going to actually start here. So I'm going to label these as the 4 hour line. As you can see, this was supported as resistance here because price kind of hit it here. Boom, boom, boom. At least 2 to 3 times. And it took a huge drop. So major sells in the market here. Now, price also respected this line as support right up here. You can see that price broke this structure, created an inverse head and shoulders, broke this daily line, but then came down on this 4 hour line and hit it as support here. Then it went up and then it broke it again, created an inverse head and shoulders, broke the structure again, and created this as support with this retest here. So price is being respected as support or resistance. So now we're going to find another line. So I believe this is a good one here, because you see price broke this, hit support, went up, but then it was also respected as resistance right down here. Boom, 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 drop heavily down to this point. All right, same thing right here. So now we're going to keep on repeating this process until we have a good idea of what price is telling us on this 4 hour. That way, if you are the type of person that wants to trade on the 4 hour, you know exactly when is a good time to enter the market and when is a good time to get out. That's the key to being a consistent Forex trader, is understanding market structure and being able to identify when it's good to enter the market and when it's good to get out. And those are the keys of making sure that you don't get into a reversal trade to where you're blowing your account. That's the last thing you want. So that's what I'm going to keep on doing at this point. And I'm probably just going to put a last line right here, since this is considered inverse head and shoulders down here, and it's spiked up heavily. That's major buys right there. So we see that on the 4 hour. So now we have an idea of exactly what price is telling us on the 4 hour. Now the next thing I typically do is now I want to try to figure out exactly what the market is doing next right here. What type of pattern is forming, what type of price channel, so that way I can understand what the market is going to do a day after that. But then also, if I'm a scalper, then I could probably get some, maybe some buys or sells right here, possibly, but we'll see. So I'm going to take this trend line here. I'm going to draw this here. All right. Then I'm probably going to draw this up here. So now when you look at this price channel here, I don't know if you guys can spot this, but you're probably thinking to yourself that probably looks like either a double top or an inverse head and shoulders. So let's kind of scroll in and see what we're looking at here. How many times did price hit resistance before it spiked down? Well, price hit one time here. Boom. Went down. Boom. Went down. Boom. Went down. Boom. So that's at least 1, 2, 3, 4. That's probably 3 to 4 times. So this is probably safe to say that this is probably inverse head and shoulders, or it might be a double top. But either way, we know price hit at least 3 to 4 times and it dropped. So the key here is to always understand that price is going to hit at least 3 to 4 times in the market before it makes a major buy or sell move. You guys follow me? So we see that price is dropping right here already. All right. So we see that there are a lot more sells that you can actually get out of this trend, because this is the beginning of a downtrend. So you can get a lot of sells in this market before it does a market reversal, break this line, and then start going to the upside. So this is probably a falling wedge, which eventually price within a couple of days is going to go, it's going to, shoot out and go here. All right. So what I'm looking for the market to do maybe in a day or two is to do exactly this. And so I'm going to take my arrow here. Price is going to go down in waves, go back up, go down, boom, go down, boom, hit support down here probably, go up, down, break this trend line, retest, and then start going up. That's probably more likely it's going to happen. It's going to do a reversal and go straight up to the upside. That's what it looks like here. Looks like a continuation pattern. How do I know that? Well, let's go to my training platform and let's look at the patterns here. So you see that price kind of curved in, kind of hit this, and now it's going to go down and go here. So let's see which pattern that is. Well, that's the falling wedge, because price is coming in, it's going into a spiral downtrend here, and then it tells us here that eventually it's going to break this line, retest, and go up. And this is going to be a very, very good entry, and then you can set a take profit here. All right, so now we kind of have an idea of exactly what more likely the market is going to go. So if you're an intraday trader or a swing trader, you need to know this, because if you decide to enter into the market here by selling high here, just know you're going to get major sells, but then it's going to go the other direction. So if you're going to trade at the 4 hour and you're going to catch all these pips here, you just need to know that you're probably going to have to enter out here or here. And then when price retests here, you could do another intraday trade and buy low here and catch all these pips when it goes up. That's how you identify good entry and exits in the market. Very, very, very important. Now, what I'm going to do is, I'm considered a scalper. So at this point, I have an idea of exactly what price is doing on the 4 hour. Very good idea. So now I'm going to try to figure out exactly what price is trying to tell me on the 1 hour. So now that I have an idea of what pattern is forming, I'm going to switch to the candlesticks here. All right. This looks like an inverse head and shoulders to me. Why is that? When you have an inverse head, not an inverse head and shoulders, a regular head and shoulders. Reason why is because typically it's going to hit resistance at least 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Well, let me ask you guys a question. Did it hit resistance at least 3 times? Let's find out. 1, 2, 3. Okay? And it actually hit resistance here again as well. So more likely this is a head and shoulders. It's not going to always be perfect, but this lets you know that if price hits resistance or support, but in this case resistance 3 times, you see that's why the market dropped heavily here. You guys follow me? So we're still at the beginning of a downtrend, which lets us know there are plenty of bears that we can catch before it decides to continue past this trend line and go up. So we know that. So at this point on the 1 hour, what I do is I turn on my EMA indicator, because now I want to see, okay, is price above the 50 or below? And as we can see here, let me actually turn this off. Let me save my progress so I don't lose it. So we see that price is under this 50 line. Let me zoom it up again. Let me zoom it up. Do you see price below this 50 line? It's very easy to see, right? So it lets us know that there's going to be plenty of sales in this market because the market moves in waves, so it's going to go down, kind of retest, go down, retest, and go down, and it's going to continue. All right? So it's below this line. So now that I know that, the next step I typically take is I say, okay, so now I have an idea of exactly what price is going to do at the 1 hour. This step here, sometimes I do this, sometimes I don't. It's optional. Sometimes I may mark up the 1 hour horizontal line. So I'm probably going to actually put that here just to kind of figure out what price is doing on the 1 hour. I don't always do this, but sometimes I do this, but in this case I will. So then we see price will respect this, and then I might, well, I don't have to put a line here. I got one here, and then I got one there. So that's good enough. So now that I have an understanding of what price is doing on the hour, so if I'm a scalper, which I am, you know, I'm getting close to being an intraday trader, but I'm a scalper for now. Scalpers typically trade at the 15-minute or less. All right. So now we're going to go to the 15-minute. So now we have a bigger idea of exactly what price is going to do on the 15 minutes. So now you want to figure out an entry. Well, this is the next thing that I'm personally going to do. All right. And this is an indicator that a lot of traders like to use. I'm going to look at the stochastic RSI. All right. So here we see that price. The stochastic RSI is good because it lets you know when price is overbought. So then that's when the banks are going to start putting sell orders. And as you see, when price was overbought, price shot down because sell orders went in. Well, now you see at the bottom here that price is in a position to where it's oversold now. So price is going to go up. So what's going to happen in this case is it's going to probably hit this support line here, right? And then it's probably going to actually create a lower high. All right, this is a lower low, and then it's going to probably create a lower high that's lower than this previous high here. All right, but then once that happens, it's going to shoot straight down because it's in a downtrend. Whenever you're in a downtrend, it creates lower lows and it creates lower highs. When you're in an uptrend, then you're talking about a higher low and a higher high. So always keep that in mind. So we see that, yeah, price is going to shoot up, but then it's going to come down again. So then now that I kind of know that, I'm going to go to the regular relative strength index. And so now we see that price is below the 30 line. So it lets me know, yeah, it's probably going to go up to the 50 line. Just a tad bit to the 50 line, which it is below the 50 line. So it's probably going to go up and probably hit the 50 line as resistance. And then it's probably going to shoot down some more. That's what I'm thinking. Could be wrong. I could be right. When you're trading in the market, you're never going to be 100% right. But if you follow pretty much all the things that you learn through market structure and candlestick, all that other stuff, more likely you're going to actually be profitable. So then the next thing I'm going to actually do personally here is I'm going to turn on the 20 Pip and Dip Indicator and see what it's telling me. Now right here, it's telling me, okay, it's putting out a buy signal. Now with this buy signal, it's probably letting me know, okay, you could have probably caught maybe 5 pips with this candle alone, maybe jumped out. Okay, that's fine, but we would like to get more than 5 pips, right? Now when I look at this candle here, it's probably, this candle here might be signaling a bearish harami, or maybe it might be a reverse. So I have to look and see what candle, what exactly candle is that. If you guys know, you can comment on the, in the comments and let me know what candle you see here. but I'm thinking that it's probably going to actually go up and hit this 50 line and then drop down. So that's why it's probably signaling a buy, because maybe 2 buy candles will form here and then it'll probably reverse and just go down again. That's what I'm thinking. So as we could see, when you look at this previous high, this indicator signaled a huge sell. And look what happened here. The bears took huge control. Now the buyers are trying to take control, but they're losing it. You can see there's only 3 bullish candles here. So they're losing control. The bulls are losing control in this downtrend. So it lets me know, and look, it's forming a doji at the top of an uptrend. So usually when a doji forms at the top of an uptrend, it's going to reverse to a bearish candle and start going down. That's what it looks like here. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm looking at. So now what I'm thinking to myself is I'm going to say, okay, just to be sure, I'm going to probably sit on my feet. Sit on my hands and see now it is kind of forming a bearish doji. See, it started to turn red. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like it's doing. So that's probably going to be the case. So then at this point, I'm going to say to myself, I'm going to say, okay, so now let me turn on the buy and sell confirmation entry and see if it signals a sell confirmation. It did up here. So more likely it is going to continue to go into a downtrend. I'm going to see if it maybe signals another one here. So at this point, I'm going to say to myself, I'm going to say, okay, so I'm going to take this out. Let me zoom out a little bit. So I know price is eventually going to hit this 50 line, probably reverse back down to the upside, the downside. So I'm going to take a horizontal line. No, I'm going to take a horizontal ray. And I'm going to draw this line here. And I'm going to stretch it out and make it line up to this price here. And I'm going to do it the smart way. I'm going to right click here. And I'm going to set an alert. I'm going to wait till this price crosses down. 1 bar per close. And I'm going to put a note here because this is going to alert me in my email. And I'm going to say, I'm going to have it tell me, check your analysis for a possible short position or sell. Then if it's confirmed, then enter the sell. All right. This is a smart way to enter the market. You want to always have confirmation. Use your alerts in TradingView. That's what I'm going to do. Then the next thing I'm going to do is take my info line and I'm going to draw up my stop loss. So I'm probably going to put the stop loss maybe up here. All right. So then this matches up with the price of $105.48. Well, really 105.0.44. That's what it looks like with this line here. So then I'm going to put stop loss and I'm going to put the numbers. 105. Let me see here. It's 105. I'll just put 0.051. So that's going to be my stop loss that I'm going to put in the MetaTrader 4. Now the goal is to get 20 pips. Safe to get 20 pips because you won't risk too much in the market and you can still be profitable. So I'm going to take this measuring stick here and I'm actually going to bring it down here because it's going to alert me when price hits this. So then we're going to start it here. We're going to measure out 20 pips. All right, so it's right at this horizontal line here. So then I'm going to put a horizontal ray right here as well. I'll just put it down here. It might be a little bit more. It might be more than 20 pips, but that's fine. Stretch it out. Then I'm going to make this take profit, TP1. This is probably going to be maybe about, I don't know, 30 pips, maybe less. And then the price is going to be, let me look here, 104.547. And so this is the smart way to go, because then when price alerts you, then you can jump in for a sell in the market. Market execution into the MetaTrader 4. Now, if you're the type of person that wants to be aggressive and go ahead and jump in this buy, or when it reverses and the 20 pip dip says sell, and let's say it reverses or go down and it alerts a sell, you can jump in for the sell if you want. But personally with me, it would be better if price hits and it's on its way down and you have a confirmation, then you can jump in. That way you have full-fledged confirmation. But if you want to jump in here after it alerts to sell, you can do that. But it'd be better if you jump in here when it's confirmed, because then you know you're truly in a downtrend and you don't have to worry about no reversals. And there you go. And then once you hit your take profit, you got your money. And depending on your lot size, that could be a very huge bag. Next thing you know, you're good to go. So that's typically how I mark up my charts. Let me know in the comments if you guys learned something. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know if you guys enjoyed it. Any tips, anything that you guys want to share, anything that could probably, any constructive criticism, I'm ready for that as well, because I want to be the best I can be so I can teach this team and anybody on how to profit in this $6 trillion a day market. So does anybody got any questions on this Facebook Live? Anything? Let me know. I'll leave it up for a question and answer for the next 10 minutes. While you guys are doing that, I'm going to actually turn on the RSI. Yeah, it's probably going to shoot up quickly and then switch down. I wonder what the regular relative strength index is saying right now. So yeah, it's going to shoot up, and I guarantee you it's going to hit that 50 line and then shoot straight back down. What price am I entering? As far as well, I'm doing a market execution, so I don't really have a price that I would enter in. But if I was to put a sell limit or a sell stop, I probably would enter at the price of 104.597. That probably would be my entry point. So I mean, I could even mark that up and just put that here. I could do that. Well, you know, it's probably going to take too much room. I'm not going to put it in. But Anthony, I probably would enter in at the price of 1.04592. Yeah, that's probably what I would do. Give me a second here, guys. Yep. But does anybody have any questions or anything they want to share? I hope you guys learned something from this live. Um, this is typically what we do with our team. Um, we trade in the foreign exchange market. We learn how to profit from it, and we learn how to get the bag. No pun intended. No pun intended. Um, I'll leave it up for a question and answer for another 5 to 6 minutes, and then if nobody else has any more questions, then I'll stop the live stream. This will be available on my Facebook page, and we'll be good to go. So, yeah. Um, but other than that, if anybody else doesn't have any more questions, that's pretty much it. So I'll let the live stream go for another 5-10 minutes if anybody wants to share anything. But if not, then I will eventually close it. So I'll leave it up, and then I'll be looking at the comments and seeing if anybody have anything they want to share. All right, guys, so I'm back. I'm gonna go ahead and close this live. If you guys have any more questions or anything else you want to share, you can definitely comment on the live video when it becomes available. You can always hit my inbox as well. I appreciate you guys supporting me and checking out this video. Hope you guys learned something. And let's catch these quarantine pips. All right. Little side joke, but no, for real. We're going to have to catch these pips for a while at home. All right, guys.